the Lions defeat the Raiders 26-14, a game that probably should have been a lot worse than what it was. Give the Raiders defense credit because they kept them out of the end zone early. It was 9-0, and it could have easily been 21-0. But Max Crosby and that defense did a great job early on of playing really tough football. But the Lions got it rolling, got a lead, and then Marcus Peters does what he does. Clued, looking into the backfield, baited Jared Goff to throw one to the flat from the other hash, picks him, takes it back to the house, makes this game a lot closer.
Yep.
But the story of the night, Ocho, was after the second consecutive turnover on downs, Davante Adams was caught on the TV broadcast, cursing to himself, looking frustrated as he returned to the bench. Stat line, 11 yards, 1 catch, 7 targets.
Well, I'd be goddamn pissed too. I'm pissed for him. I'm not even playing. I'm mad. We talk about the best receiver in the game. I know, listen to me, stay with me now. I know Cheetah is having a hell of a season. I know A.J. Brown is having a hell of a season. I'm talking about his entire body of work to this point to date. And what's going on in Oakland is unacceptable based on the standards in which he holds himself to. You can't do that. You can't. Listen, the Raiders had 0 completion to a receiver in an entire first half of an NFL game. Not Pee-wee, not flag football, not high school football, but an NFL game. How are you trying to win and compete in the game against a team that just lost last week, and you have an opportunity to win, your defense is playing well, and you have 0 completions? Or Jimmy Garoppolo, you backed up into the red zone. What is the first thing teams are going to do when you backed up into the red zone? They're going to pressure. So what do? You have a check call, Davante, just go deep. Fake it and go deep. I'm going to hold on to the ball. I'm going to give you opportunity. What does the DB do, Unc? The DB Sutton sits on the route because he's expecting the ball to come out quick. What did Jimmy G do? He throws the ball out of bounds. That's an easy 6 points right there. Let's fast forward. Again, second was a third down. Davante, Jimmy G on the same page. Listen, we're going to pump the dig route because Sutton is cheating. Sutton jumped the dig route earlier in the game. So what do? We come back to the dig route, single side receiver, show him the same look, same alignment, same split. He pumped the dig route. What did Jimmy G do on the dig route on the overthrow with Davante Adams wide open, Unc? Overthrow again. That's 2 touchdowns. Let's go back to the first half. Let's rewind it. Davante Adams in the slot. Boom. Linebacker. Complete mismatch. Okay, the ball got knocked down. There's nothing you can do about that. The amount of targets, and even with Hunter Renfrow, you got to stay on your feet, baby.
Yeah,
Hunter,
sure.
you got to stay on your feet, baby. You got to stay on your feet. Twice he fell on easy passes. I call Hunter Renfrow the blender. I call him the blender because when it's time to run routes, that's exactly what he's gonna do to any defender that's in front of him. He gonna blend him up. I'm not getting the same Hunter Renfrow that I'm used to seeing. Yeah, everything is magnified. Everything is magnified now because they're not winning. It's like I almost want to cry for Davante. I almost want to cry. Because it's a bad situation.
Do you realize how much Kyle Shanahan actually propped up Jimmy G now? He got Jimmy G. Jimmy G went to the Super Bowl, and Kyle. Think about it. Ocho, I want you to think about this with me. Jimmy G and the 49ers got to the Super Bowl and had a 10-0 lead on Kyle Shanahan. And had a 10-0 lead on the Kansas City Chiefs. Now you see him outside of that system, and he looks awful.
Right,
Davante. I here's the thing. If I could say anything, if Davante had reached out to me and I could tell him anything, I say, Davante, you do realize Derek Carr is on thin ice. He's not beloved. He's not a John Gruden favorite. So the likelihood of you going there and playing with him for the entirety of your contract is less than 1%. And if he goes, another coach is going to come in and is going to want his guy.
Right.
That was the only thing, and I get it. He wanted I think so. I think a part of him wanted to go play for his hometown team, even though they had relocated to Vegas. A part of him wanted to go play with his college teammate, his best friends, and they are really friends. It's not like they were just teammates. No. They're really friends. They remain friends. They remain in contact with each other. But if you look at it in its totality, Ocho,
yes, sir,
there was not a good chance that marriage between Derek Carr and Davante Adams was going to last.
But I don't think he knew that. I don't think he knew that. I don't think Derek Carr, I don't think Derek Carr knew that, because if Derek Carr knew that, you have to understand, Davante Adams said, the main reason that I'm going to the Las Vegas Raiders was to play with my college quarterback. That was the sole reason. That was his main reason. And outside of that, I'm sure there were plenty of other opportunities of places to go, but obviously you get to go play with your quarterback from college. And what do you think? I think they would have been cooking. They would have been cooking.
Ocho, John Gruden never embraced Derek Carr. He never was in love with him. You don't have to be a genius to see that.
Right.
When we played, we knew the quarterback that, you know what, probably after this season, they're moving in a different direction.
Right.
And because they could get out from under Derek Carr's contract unscathed, that made it even more. Because are you giving what you know? Are you really giving Derek Carr another $45-50 million, Ocho? You're not.
Actually, when they benched him, remember they benched him.
Yes.
So he
was already there then. That was a little.
So we already knew.
Yeah, we had already gotten the boat with no life preserver by that time. But that's the only thing. But if I'm Davante, I don't. They're messing up a very stellar career. He was off the charts. I mean, his ability to run routes, his ability to separate, his ability to drop his hip, catch the ball, tough contested catches. And like you said, everything seemed to be perfect. I'm going to play for my favorite team as a child growing up. I'm going to play with my college. I mean, can it get any better? I mean, could it get any better than, I mean, it would have been like Tom Brady playing for the 49ers because he grew up rooting for the 49ers. Or Cam Newton grew up in Georgia and he gets an opportunity to go play for the Falcons. Now, he's close in Carolina, but you know, sometimes a hometown team, I'll get an opportunity to be the quarterback or I'll be a player for my hometown team. But man, I see the frustration knowing that I'm going into the game and I'm watching Tyreek and I'm watching CD and I'm watching AJ Brown and I'm watching D Hop and I'm watching everybody freaking
going off. And listen, and the funny thing, everybody, all the true number ones, every last one getting slap ass off. Oh, my bad for cursing. My bad. Yeah. Everybody going off.
Yes.
And it bothers me. It bothers me because he's not able to show that he can compete with the best of them and continue to be consistent. I know he can do it. It's showing on film. The eye in the sky don't lie.
And that's the thing, Ocho. When you play, if you played the late game, a lot of times you played the earlier game because that's what we had when we was in the Ravens. We played the 1 o'clock game. But if you was fortunate enough to play a night game or a 4:25, 4 o'clock game, you knew what the early receivers had done. I knew exactly because I was in Denver, and so we always had the late game. I knew what Ben Coates had done. I knew what all the top tight ends, all them guys, I knew what they had done.
Right.
I already knew. And so now I'm licking my chops. But I was very fortunate that I had number 7 because I wasn't worried about anything as long as I had number 7 because I know all I had to do was win.
Right.
And I also knew that Coob and Mike was going to call plays. One of my first coordinators when I became what I became was Jim Fossil, and he had already told me he's going to build his offense around me. So we built up a relationship. I was like, hey, okay, now let's get to work.
Yeah.
But it's I feel bad. I feel bad for guys when you put that kind of time in, you put that kind of effort in during the course of the week, and it doesn't materialize. That's what gets you frustrated. Brother, you know how much film I watch? Do you know how hard I practice?
Wait, it materialized now because I just watched it. I just watched you win when you were backed up on the 2-yard line. You know the blitz is coming.
Yeah. You got to keep him in bounds.
You just throw the ball in bounds. As a matter of fact, and Hutchinson didn't get to him until late. So he tucked and threw the ball without just hold your ground. That's 6 points right there. Safety is all the way on the opposite side of the hash.
100%. 100% of the balls thrown out of bounds are incomplete. There's never been a ball thrown out of bounds that was complete.
Listen, that hurt me tonight.
But what did the coach say? The coach would always say, especially for your number ones, give him a chance.
Yeah.
Hell, son, give him a chance. Damn.
Yeah. Throwing
it out of bounds is not giving him a chance.
Right.